Nothings. I'm your host, Allie Jane Sweet, and today's guest is Danielle DeVor.
DeVor.
Danielle DeVor. Hi, Danielle. Never heard of you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It says here that you live in West Virginia. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
So, did you get kidnapped and brought there, or have you lived there your whole life?
No, I was born here. I'm like the lone black sheep in the entire state. People look at me and like, "Oh, fuck, you're a Satanist." I'm like, "No, not particularly, but thank you."
Yeah, when I searched your Facebook page and saw that, I was like, is that real? Um, so you play the banjo?
No, I play the harp.
That actually tracks.
Uh,
But I guess you're not considered the talent in your family
well, I guess the talent would probably be my cousin. Yeah, not me.
because he plays the banjo.
No, because she is like a corporate something or other in Chicago.
Someone from West Virginia has a real job.
No, someone from West Virginia has relatives that live in Chicago.
That makes way more sense. Um, I uh I heard you crochet.
Yes.
Um, that's a popular hobby down at the nursing home too. You play bingo every week?
No, I did when I was a kid, though.
What do you crochet?
Mostly, I take the posters of horror films and I convert them into Afghans, so I create horror film Afghans.
That's actually really cool.
Thank you.
Um, I blew my line.
At least you didn't blow something else.
Okay, wait. Uh,
We may have to cut that out. Holy shit.
oh yeah, we're definitely gonna cut the part about me blowing my line. Uh, I'm just gonna say my line though, so that when I edit it, I can
Okay.
just edit that in. Okay,
Yeah, totally.
here we go. Hopefully our bodies are in the same position. Actually, who cares? Okay. Sorry, I couldn't understand you. It sounds like there's a Werther's hard candy in your mouth.
No, just my tongue and my teeth.
It says on your form that you are known for being the world's leading, hold on, let me get this right here. The world's leading point shoe historian.
Yes,
Is that like those ballet shoes?
it is. The hard-toed shoes that ballerinas use to dance.
What an,
It
what
started as an obsession when I was a kid, when there was a girl in the class that was before mine that was actually doing a toe tap number. So she actually did point, but she had taps on the end of her toe shoes and actually tapped. And so then I got obsessed with point shoes and toe tap, and it just carried on. And through over the years, I have researched into as many brands as I could find throughout the history of point shoes.
what a pointless expertise. So I saw you shared a meme recently. This made
Hmm.
me laugh. This made me laugh actually because it was very relatable. Um, so it said, "My brain when someone starts a normal conversation." And then it goes on to list a bunch of like weirdo things like horror movies, vampires, serial killers, ghosts, medieval torture, skinwalkers, Tim Curry roles. So what's your favorite Curry role?
Uh, Probably where he played the Grand Wizard in The Worst Witch.
Oh yeah, that was actually really well done.
Yeah, it was fun, and he has that big cape and has a little bat bow tie.
He really plays that one really well. But I have to say my favorite is when he voiced Philippe in Barbie and the Three Musketeers.
Okay,
Where's that on your list?
I've not seen it.
Ghosts was also on that list. Have you
Hmm.
ever seen a ghost?
I have seen shadow people.
Interesting. Do you think they show themselves to you because they actually think you're one of them?
I don't know. I know that my entire family has a tendency to live in haunted houses and see shadow people. My mother saw a ghost when she was a little girl. My father saw a big black cat in the basement of an old house he lived in. And when I mean a big black cat, I'm talking like the size of human type of big black cat, not like a normal sized black cat. So
Like the
just,
ones like the ones that like guard the underworld.
yeah, exactly. So our family is just kind of known for, I guess, being connected to things that are kind of supernatural and weird.
Yeah, I was just thinking, because you're so pale or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
I'm pale as fuck.
uh, you have a video segment on Dread Pop Magazine as well. What's it called
Yes,
again?
I do. It's called movie bites
Do you bite?
sometimes.
Are you a vampire?
People have called me that before.
That's not what I asked.
I can tell you that by way of my family, I'm very, very distantly related to Vlad the Impaler, if that helps.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memes that I've ever seen is like it was like Vlad the Impaler, like and something about like roasting marshmallows.
Yeah, that one's
Have you
good.
seen it? I
Yeah.
can't even remember it, so it's like it's not a very
No,
good
that's a good
bit.
one. I've seen that one a few times.
Yeah, it's a legit amazing meme. Uh, right. What is Gage paying you to be part of Dread Pop?
Nothing.
Yeah, he's paying me in Canadian pennies. And he said I should be
Oh.
great. Yeah, he said I should be grateful since they're worth more than my input.
Well, see, since like nobody knows who I am or who my books or like anything that I write, I'm like, okay, well, I can be in part of something with Gage, and then maybe then like I can actually find a readership.
Yeah, it's true. Like maybe he would be good for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good plan, actually. Uh, it says here you're also an indie author, right? So sorry to hear that.
Yes.
You wrote a book called Dancing with a Dead Horse. Is
I
a
did.
a YA story about a serial killer in a high school? Is that?
Hmm.
More importantly, have you ever danced with a dead horse in reality?
I have not, but I did used to dance.
Oh, yes. I was gonna say, do they make point shoes big enough for horses?
No, but I have seen where people have actually made little satin booties to look like point shoes to go over horses' hooves.
That's actually adorable.
It is. And if you want to see something even funnier, look at videos where chickens put on shoes. It's hilarious.
I am now imagining a chicken in point shoes.
See, that's perfect. And a little tutu. Yeah.
Could you imagine? I feel like they're too stupid to train to
Yeah, I
ballet
mean,
dance.
considering if you like draw a line on the ground and put a chicken's head like next to it, they won't move. So I don't think you could train them in ballet.
Like, at what point, like, do you think chickens were always this dumb, or like at some point they just recognized they were food and just gave up?
I don't think they realize they're dumb. I think they just go about their thing and they eat and poop and I mean they will defend themselves. They do have spurs and stuff. It's just that most beings are much more adept at killing chickens.
Right. Except most Americans are more like chickens.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, well, that's all the time we have today. Thank goodness. But just so this wasn't a complete waste of time, why don't you tell your readers a book that you want them to check out?
I would love for everyone to check out Sar's Point. It's the first book in the Marcus Chronicles. It's about a DeVor priest turned exorcist, and he has a sidekick who is a witch. and they investigate the case of a little girl in a big old haunted house that has a very, very dark, gruesome history.
That sounds almost okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I met a book by someone they actually might want to read. Uh,
Hmm.
Thanks for coming on the show, Danielle, and thank you to all the viewers who have tuned in to another episode of Sweet Nothings. And I hope everyone has a great night, except Gage. I hope he steps in a.
Cow patty, maybe?
I hope he steps in a wet putt. It's really hard for me to say these. I do one at the end of every single episode.
Oh my gosh.
So good. Okay, but hold on. I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna do the
Okay,
whole.
go ahead.
Hold on a second. Okay. Except Gage. I hope he steps in a wet, muddy. No, well, of course it would be wet. It's a puddle. Sorry.
At least it's not moist.
I was making this joke. I was making this joke to Megan. It's gonna be so awkward when I mess up my lines with people I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. I hope everyone has a great night, except Gage. I hope he steps in a muddy. Fuck's sakes! I'm also gonna make a
He
bloopers
steps in
reel
a
probably.
moist
What is
bloody
the?
vagina.
It's cold muddy puddle. That's what I'm going
Oh
for here.
gosh.
Cold muddy puddle. Like, why is that so hard? Okay, here we go. Except Gage. I hope he steps in a cold muddy puddle wearing his favorite shoes.
Hmm.
Okay,
I'm not
cut.
sure he has favorite shoes.
Oh, that just gave me an idea though. I hope he drops his lion. Like, I hope he drops his lion's hat into a pit of vipers or something like that. I'm just trying to find of like, like extremely inconvenient, like,
Yeah.
inconvenient curses or whatever they're called. Because at first
Yeah.
I was gonna go like this really dark route, being like, I hope he trips down the stairs and chokes and dies. But then I was like, I don't want to
Well,
manifest that into
here's
the
one that you
world.
can use. My favorite, like, out there curse is may 1,000 Arabian camel fleas infest your crotch.
Yep. Yes, I hope. Say it again. I hope
A
a
thousand
thousand.
Arabian camel fleas infest your crotch.
Oh my God, that actually
So you'll
gives
be
me an
able to
idea.
use that one with great gusto, I think.
Yes. I feel like my issue is that I'm too long-winded. It should just be short and to the point, right?
Yeah.
I hope a thousand Arabian camel fleas infect your crotch. Good night, everybody. Yeah, so short and not too bad.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny. Yeah. And I feel like we can also like have returns, like, because like this is like the beginning, right? And I'm just like
Yeah,
getting into it. And I feel like the more we do it and the more I get like into doing it or
comfortable with
whatever.
everything.
Yeah. And
It'll
then
come
also like,
easily.
yeah, and then like time to research and stuff like that too, because I booked like 15 between now
Oh
and like
God,
April
a lot.
something. Yeah, so like I woke up this morning and was just like Danielle DeVor, here we go. Like, and I had like a couple things that I had already like written, but
Yeah,
like, and like some might be like longer than others. Like I ripped up Caleb Jones was on the other day and I ripped him up for living in Chesapeake, Virginia, because who knew there's a shit ton of like jokes about Chesapeake, Virginia out there.
I sure as hell wouldn't, but that's pretty fun.
Right. Like, anyways, you'll see the episode maybe like
Yeah,
once it drops or whatever. But I also just like threw in like a random fact about it. I was like, yeah, did you know that your like main city is known for this? And he's like, I did not. And I'm like, cool. Like it's just like random bullshit. It's like,
it's great.
but it's like funny and like fun.
Yeah.
It just like throws. But I think you did like really great actually.
Well,
And
thank you.
yeah. So perfect. Yeah. Wicked.
I have a theater degree, so that might have helped.
Yeah, no, for sure. And actually, I was thinking about like getting people like guest interviewers on or
Okay.
something, right? Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
just like
that
to
might be kind of
spruce.
fun. Like do like a tag team thing, like alternate questions
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, like me and you against someone. And then
Yeah,
it's like even more intimidating.
exactly. That might be hilarious. And
Yeah,
I
that
actually can turn on like this well, what do you think about this type tone, like be really
right.
intimidating.
Yeah. Like I mean, I don't have any
Yeah.
real acting experience other than like going to like drama camp. when I
Like
was a kid or whatever.
my degree was actually in design tech, which means that I like design set designs and costumes, that type of thing. But we
That's
had to
so
take
cool.
acting classes as part of the degree.
Right,
And
yeah.
like I became like the go-to person if anybody had like a senior like directing project if they needed somebody to play mean.
Ha! I
Just
love
like,
it.
hey Danielle.
I love that. That's so good. Yeah, no, that's true. It makes sense that they like no matter like what, like because probably the actors too have to like do some of the set stuff and
And the actor they have to do the sets, they have to work in the costume shop,
right,
everybody to take the makeup class,
right.
it's just so
You're supposed to
everybody
be like
takes some type of
rounded.
specialization. I never
Right.
wanted to be an actor because, well, honestly, trying to get a job in that is like, fucking pipe dream. And
Hmm.
I don't, and also, to be an actor, you have to be like glamorous and like svelte and all this shit. And I'm like, I'm not
Right.
even going down that road. What I
That's
wanted
lame.
to do, I wanted to be a special effects makeup artist for horror films. And so that's why I ended up getting a theater degree because back then, this was like 1994, there wasn't the ability there is now. Of course, there was no social media or anything like that. The only way to get into special effects makeup was to literally get an internship at one of the special effects houses that would
Wow.
go like 100 hours a week, living in LA with no pay.
For no pay, yeah.
And I'm
Right.
like, I'm not rich. If I would move to LA, I would have to work a job in order to afford an apartment, let alone
Hmm.
food. But how could I have a job if I'm working 100 hours a week?
Yeah, there's no time.
Yeah, so they had it set up specifically for rich people that lived in California, and that's all
Right.
you could do. And then once I got my theater degree, of course, what the fuck are you going to do with a theater degree? Not a goddamn thing. So I ended up working regular jobs, all that shit. Went
Right.
back to school going into art history because I thought, okay, well, I can teach art. Okay. Because at the time, like every college in the country had an art history program and stuff. I like art, blah, blah, blah. That was 2008 when everything crashed and almost every single college in the country dropped their art history program.
Ugh.
I ended up with two worthless fucking degrees. And I said,
Worthless
enough.
for like worthless for career wise, but not
Yeah, completely.
entirely worthless because
Well,
you're like,
technically, yeah, because I didn't learn anything in the degrees that have helped me become an editor, which is what my
right.
main job is now, that
Yeah,
have
that's
helped me
true.
be a writer. I was doing all that before.
Hmm. It just makes you a cool person though. It's just like, you can do like special
I'm
effects
one of
makeup.
those like people that like I've had a couple people say that I'm like kind of like a weirdness jack of all trades, so to speak.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
do the
cool.
makeup stuff, I write, I have studied the occult since I was a little tiny kid because of like just interest. Like to give you a good example, I taught myself how to read at 3 so I could know when the Jeffersons came on TV. But after that, my very next thing was I wanted to be able to read about vampire folklore because I wanted to meet a real vampire in my head. To get a hold of a real vampire, you had to know the folklore. It wasn't in fiction.
Right.
But then I started learning that, well, if you dig into folklore, then you have to learn foreign languages. So then I started learning bits of Romanian so I could read vampire folklore from Romania.
That's so specific.
Yeah, I mean,
But
like,
that's really
normal
cool.
kids, they have a dinosaur period. I never had a dinosaur period. I was vampires and bats from day one.
That's sweet.
And then randomly at 4 years of age, I saw on PBS Mikhail Baryshnikov and Natalia Makarova dance Giselle, and that's when I started into ballet. So it was vampires and ballet right together my entire growing up with a random mix of because at that time Kiss was popular, so like the makeup
Right.
thing. So I used to try and like mimic Kiss makeup and everything. So I ended up in heavy metal, vampires, and ballet.
That's really cool though. Like I love like I mean, when you actually get down to it, those aren't actually that conflicting of like
No,
interests, right?
because like
Like on the
ballet is
surface you might think,
theatrical and everything.
right?
And
And Kiss is theatrical and
if you are
musical.
remotely interested, I actually just recently saw the Polish National Ballet did a production of Dracula that is really fucking cool.
Ooh, yeah, that is cool. I mean, I love
And
performing
they
arts.
they put it on YouTube finally. So
Okay.
it's like recently, I think they uploaded it in February, but it is amazing. They really did a really cool job with it.
That is really cool. Would you consider doing like tutorials on YouTube or something like costume makeup tutorials or something?
Well, I
Like,
used to do some makeup tutorials, and because I originally had a YouTube channel with a friend of mine that we called Pale as Fuck, but we did a V instead of a U so we wouldn't get flagged.
love
And
it.
we did like movie reviews and makeup stuff and just basically anything connected to like the goth lifestyle and that type of stuff.
Right.
We did that for a couple years. We didn't really get very far or anything, but yeah.
It's telling me we're running.